This episode is brought to you by our patrons. Thank you so much for being a patron. And if you're not one and you'd like to become a patron, just jump on over to patreon.com/LunchTimeTechTalk. Now, on with our show. So, Chad.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to have much to talk about, but apparently you and I went crazy on the notes, and we got lots of little things to talk about.
Yeah, I have a million things, and I don't know how in-depth I'm going to go on any of them. But, like, stuff is even happening right now as we're recording.
Yeah, because what's going on?
CES?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what that stands
Consumer Electronics Show.
It's fun.
It's really good
It's
to
like
watch
everything.
it. It would be awesome to go, but
Let's go next year.
I have heard... Okay, let's do it. But I have heard that everybody who comes back from it gets sick because it's just like a cluster of all these people from all these different areas of the country and I guess probably around the world just getting together and
Petri dishing it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they always come back and they're like, yeah, I've got 2 weeks of CES recovery. But real quick, before we get into all of our million topics, I wanted to give a shout out to an app that I have used for years, and the customer service from this app is amazing. It's a singular developer from what I can tell. They make an app called HealthFit. And what HealthFit does is it syncs your Apple Watch fitness activities to a multitude of services. Okay. I use it for Strava.
Okay.
So all my activities from this that I want to be pushed up to Strava, I can push them up to Strava. Apple doesn't offer you that option. They want you to kind of keep it
from the
there.
watch to...
Yeah.
Okay.
So where with this, I just go into the app and I can sync it up to whatever I want. I can back it up to the cloud, all that stuff. I had a boo-boo. I messed up my health syncing with the Apple Health app. I went in there and I was shutting some stuff off and I accidentally clicked HealthFit. And when I did that, apparently it triggered shut-offs on other things within the Health app. So whenever I went back into HealthFit, first off, my runs weren't going to HealthFit, and I was like, what the heck? So then I figured out, okay, I figured out what I needed to turn back on, but then the GPS wasn't showing up. And I'm like, oh. And that's when you asked me the other day, where's your GPS? I'm like, I screwed it up.
Right. We went for a lunch run, and it just had minutes and a distance.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's up, bro?
Yeah. So I was frustrated. I was like, gosh dang it, what have I done wrong? Because I knew it was something that I did. Well, I got on HealthFit's Facebook page, and I was like, I'm just going to comment on this post that happened back in November, which I didn't realize. I didn't pay attention that it was November when it happened. And then I was like, oh shoot, when I realized that. So I just went into the app and went into the more options and then the actual customer service, and it sends them an email.
Okay.
And kid you not, within the hour,
nice,
got a response from the developer, and they're like, what can you do? Can you give me more information? And then they came back and they said, I think it's this setting inside your health app. I was like, well, how do I get to that? So I started playing around, figured out how to get to it, turned it on, and sure enough, that was it. This is the type of app that I wish, and I told the developer that I wish they had a tip jar. Because there are some apps, I paid like $1.99 or $2.99 for this app years ago. And I use this app all the time. I would go in and do, $4 or $5 every once in a while,
right.
Like once a year or whatnot.
Hey, I still use this and I still like it. Thanks.
Yeah, keep it up. Thank you for the good customer service. So if you have an Apple Watch and you want to sync your fitness events to other services, get HealthFit on the App Store.
This is not a paid promotion.
No, it is not. I also want to talk about my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I am a very small YouTuber, as a lot of you probably know.
Not as small as me.
And, okay, I'm a very small YouTuber that's trying.
There you go. There you go.
And, I hit the 100 subscriber mark this last year. And around October, I had 117 subscribers. I am up to 191.
How about
I'm
that?
almost to 200.
So close, man.
So my goal this year is to get to 500. So if you like biking videos about lawnmowers, videos where I just kind of like build things. Just things that I like. If you like this podcast, you might like my YouTube channel.
If you like to run, bike, or just have fun, you might like this channel.
You like my tagline. There we go. So yeah, check it out. Run Bike Mike on YouTube.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Make me hit that 200 subscriber mark.
Mash that subscribe button and ring that bell.
Yeah. And my goal, I don't know if I said it for 2020, is I would like to get to 500 subscribers.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Like your videos over time get what I consider a lot of views. And so I don't know exactly when or what is considered quote unquote viral. But like if you have one that truly goes crazy, I think subscribers, no problem.
Just one.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
It's really all it takes.
Because one of my videos, I've got, I think, not a ton of views, but $3,000 worth of views.
Yeah.
The stats say I got like 28 subscribers from that video.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's really
cool that they can like
that's awesome.
Trace it back to that.
Yeah.
I guess it's the video that they're watching when they hit the subscribe button.
I think so.
That's neat.
Yeah. Anything going on with you?
I don't remember.
It's all a days.
I've been coughing since Thanksgiving.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So I had my third doctor appointment this morning. And she was like, well, at this point, I really don't know. So I guess chest x-ray, which freaked me out.
Yeah. Did they ever give you a puffer, a little inhaler?
No.
No?
She hasn't given me a steroid or anything like that. She's given me, I have a lot of drainage, so she's given me an allergy prescription and a sinus prescription, and she gave me a pill for the cough so that I could fall asleep at night, because that was a thing that was not happening for me. I never have an issue falling asleep. So I realize I'm lucky in that sense, because some people have a real issue with it. The last few weeks, like when I would start having a coughing fit when I'd lay down, like it's super frustrating to not be able to do something that you've always been able to do.
Especially sleep.
Especially fall asleep. But on top of that, I think it's because of break just being off.
Yeah.
Like the kids were able to sleep in as much as they wanted and all of that kind of stuff. Like my daughter's been waking up, like fully waking up at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and her and my wife have been hanging out in the living room for a couple of hours 3 or 4 times a week, and until she's like chill enough to go lay back down. Since we kind of got back on schedule with school starting back up, she's slept through the night the last couple of nights, and now my son's got a cough.
No.
Poor dude couldn't fall asleep last night. And I was like, I know how you feel.
I know how you feel, man.
But we have one of those nebulizers, so we gave him a breathing treatment.
Yeah.
He got some mom cuddles, and then he went to sleep, no problem.
You should take on that nebulizer yourself. Pop that bad boy.
I thought about it.
I don't know what it does. I'm assuming it's a face mask.
It's a face mask. It has albuterol in a solution, and it just makes a aerosol out of it that they can breathe in. And it's funny because when I've used it on both kids, when you first put it on their face, they freak out and start crying, which is actually great because they take really deep breaths when they're crying.
Yeah.
So you get all that medicine down in there.
Yeah.
And then like they chill out, and it takes about 5 minutes. Then they chill out and they just breathe normal, and
they're like, oh, this is good.
And then when you're done with it, like it's crazy how much difference it makes. But it's pretty cool.
That's good. I hope you feel better.
I do too.
Yeah, that stinks being sick for that long. I have had that happen to me before, where something has just lingered for months. And that's the worst.
It is.
So bad.
Do you have to let it linger?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. So, do you want to talk about the million topics that we have to talk about in the podcast?
I think I don't want to say anything, and I just want to jump into it, and we'll talk about what we talk about, and we won't what we don't.
Well, I'll talk about my topic.
Okay, you for sure want to get to...
I really want to get to...
one and only.
The Zwift.
Well, two. Yeah.
Well, one of the Zwift topics. The Tour De Zwift. I want to talk about that.
Okay.
All right. You want to do it?
Let's go.
Go. And I'm Mike.
What's up, Mike?
You know, you want me to go first?
I do. Let's get into yours, and then we'll get into everything else.
So I wanted to talk about one of my favorite events that happens on Zwift every single year. They have been doing this, and I really, really like it. It's the Tour De Zwift. And back in the day, whenever Zwift was a little bit smaller and there weren't that many stages, you pretty much ran almost all of them. But now they have a bajillion worlds. And, well, I say a bajillion. They have a lot of worlds, and they have a ton of routes.
Yeah, because you used to just basically do every hilly route that Watopia had to offer and called it good.
Yes. And with this, it's going to be a 7-stage event, and each stage runs for a certain number of days. So real quick, I'll go over the stages. Stage 1 is January 12th through the 15th. We don't know the event times that are going to occur on that yet, but that's going to be the London 8 route.
But historically, they've always been every 2 hours, there's a start, and it would be like on the 12th for our time zone, it might be all the even hours. Mm-hmm. For the 13th, it'd be all the odd hours.
Yes. Now, there is one concern I have. The Tour Watopia they did last year, they did really sporadic times. And I missed a couple of them because I just couldn't hit them because I didn't do that every 2-hour thing. So I'm hoping that they do the every 2-hour thing with this.
Yeah, the every 2-hour thing is really nice.
So stage 2 is January 16th to the 19th. It's their Innsbruck route. Stage 3, January 20th to the 23rd. It's Watopia, Sand, and Sequoia, which that's a good route.
I like that route.
Stage 4, January 24th through the 27th. It's the Bologna's time trial lap, that one that I did not too long ago that has a really steep climb at the end. It's
spelled like Bologna, but I do think they pronounce it Bologna.
Yeah.
Which is how it should be pronounced. Yeah. Who in the world, this is a joke from a comedian. I can't remember who right now. But the person who came up with the pronunciation for Bologna is the same person who came up with the pronunciation for Colonel. Trust me, I came up with Colonel. It's Bologna.
It's Bologna. The Bologna time trial route.
Yep.
January 28th through the 31st is stage 5. That's the New York Grand Central Circuit. I don't know if I've done that one.
I don't know specifically which route that is in New York.
Stage 6, February 1st to the 4th is the Richmond 2015 UCI Worlds. Boo.
That route sucks so bad.
Some people love it, but Richmond is so boring.
Is dumb.
It doesn't look steep, but it is steep.
It is.
It's like the graphics aren't quite there.
Yeah.
There's
weird.
Something
in the... Yeah.
Especially if you ride the new Crit City, which I hopefully will get to talk about later. But stage 7, February 5th through February 8th, it's the Yorkshire 2019 UCI World Harrogate Circuit. So yeah, and then you'll have a makeup days from February 9th to the 16th. So you got a lot of time to do this. Essentially, it's like a little over a month. Yeah. But it makes it fun because you get in big groups with people and you do rides. You can either race them or you can not race them.
There's usually a lot of talking that's going on too. Like people, I don't know. I enjoy them. I usually at least pick up my membership for the month that this is going on. But
what's really cool about it is there is supposedly going to be 2 routes, a long distance and short distance.
Nice.
So some of these are guaranteed distances, like the time trial ones. That's a set distance. It's that course.
And the UCI Worlds.
Yeah.
Well,
it might be 2 laps.
Sometimes they do 2 laps and 3 laps or something. Yeah.
Yep. So, and then there's also going to be a women's only category. So if you want to sign up and you only want to ride with women and you're a woman, then you can. But if you're a man and you're registered as a man, you don't have that option. So
fair enough.
Either pick the short distance or the long distance.
Nice.
But yeah, that's Tour De Zwift.
January 12th.
And it starts on January 12th. So if you're a Zwift fan, I hope to see you there. And if you have a specific time that you want to ride, send us a message. Maybe we can ride the same one as you.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to steal the show again. Sorry. Since we're on the topic of Zwift. I finally rode their Crit City. which is their new crit course that's specifically just for racing. This course was surprisingly a ton of fun. I did not think I would really enjoy it whenever I first heard about it. It's a 1.2 mile lap or a 1.9 kilometer. Is that right? Did I say that right? Yeah. God,
that's one pronunciation. Kilometer.
Kilometer, yeah. Kilometer route. And basically you can ride it forwards or backwards depending on which way the route's going to go. And
so you were talking, there's some rollers in this.
Just a little bit, not much. It's very, very...
Total is 26 feet.
Yeah, it's...
That's not bad.
When I say rollers, they're super small.
Yeah.
But it's just enough to throw you off of your game.
Right. If you're trying to sit in a comfortable cadence, it would throw you off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This course is designed so well for racing. It's awesome. Everything is super close to the road. So there's a lot of fans. There's a lot of buildings. There's graffiti.
Nice.
There's different colors everywhere. There's big billboards with video screens on them that you see riders going by on.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool course. So if you haven't got on Zwift and done the Crit City stuff, you have to look for it in the events module, and it only pops up every so often. If you see it, pop in there. Even if you're not a racer, just get in there in like the D class or whatever and just ride it. Who cares what you place in?
Sure.
But if you're a racer, you're going to absolutely love it. It's really fun, especially since those laps are so short.
Yeah, so I would think the laps are long enough that like you said, it took you 2 or 3 laps before you were like, okay, I really know what's going on here now. But they're short enough that like, I feel like if you were like, this is, I just finished another lap. That's pretty sweet.
Well, what was cool is I got on my last lap, right? And I was like, I can push it for a mile.
Right.
I know
exactly how this feels.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did. I pushed it. I ramped it up slowly throughout that whole mile because I knew where it ended. Like, you know exactly where you are all the time.
It's kind of like, different but similar. It's kind of like the Run for the Ranch marathon that we did. Because it's like 26 miles, but it's 8 laps.
Yeah. You know exactly what you're in for.
And you know exactly what you're in for. Okay, here's this little spot again where it's a little bit uphill. Okay, here's this thing I can cruise here. Here.
Yeah.
Like,
I think people will get really good at this and they'll know exactly where to attack and where not to attack. So it could get interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, check it out. Crit City on Zwift.
Check it out.
What do you got, Chad? Lots of stuff.
The first thing, so you remember my AT&T complaint
that
I had?
Oh, yeah. You love AT&T.
I love AT&T. Josh texted me, our Patreon, this week, and he was like, hey, so apparently the thing now is raise your bill but give you something. Because where he lives, they have Google Fiber.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's probably in a big city.
It's probably in a big city.
Yeah.
He is on the 100 megabyte plan, and for all of the people who are on the 100 megabyte plan, they're getting their bill raised $5. But they're going to get a speed increase. So they'll go from 100 megabits per second up to 500 megabits per second. That's 5 times faster than what you have now.
For just $5.
For just $5.
But they didn't ask you.
Dadgummit, Google. The opening of the email just says, "Hi there. We'd like to remind you that this change is about to happen." So anyway, it just I don't know. Maybe it's a trend. And I get it. I guess it's better than just raising your bill for no reason.
Yeah.
But
well, it's kind of like when Zwift raised the bill. I mean, they gave you a year if you were grandfathered in.
Right, but also think about how many new worlds we have.
This is true. You do get a lot more.
So,
you do get a lot more.
I don't know.
Yeah, but in the big scheme of things, that sucks, but that is a much better deal than what AT&T offered you. Going from 100 to 500 is huge on the internet.
Agreed.
But for $5.
Yeah.
What was yours? Like $15? Or was it?
It was, what was it? It was an extra 15 gigs. For either $10 or $15.
Yeah.
For only
Only. What a deal.
I went to Best Buy
Yeah?
over the weekend.
What's that?
It's a place where you used to buy CDs.
I used to work there.
Did you really?
I did.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
In high school?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, part of college.
How long? How many years?
I worked there probably 3-4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. 97-ish to... No, 98 to 2002-ish. Somewhere around there. Something like that.
It's been at least 3.5 years since I've been in the store. And I know that because I haven't been since we moved into our new house.
Yeah.
But I went with my mom on tax-free weekend to help her look for a laptop.
Yeah.
Once. And that's all we did. We walked in, it was super crowded. We looked at laptops, we bought one, and we left.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was it. But my wife wanted to go to Ulta, the makeup place that's right next door.
Yeah.
And so I had the kids, and I was like, well, we'll just pop in Best Buy and walk around.
Drop in.
Good on you, Best Buy.
Yeah.
The world has changed, and I feel like they've done a good job of like finding a new niche. They have a ton of smart home stuff that you can touch and play around with.
Yeah.
And so they've got Google's system. They had Simply Safe stuff in there that you could look at. They had all of the Nest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the Amazon stuff. Like, they just had all these little displays for each one, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
And so I spent a fair bit of time just kind of perusing different speakers and all that kind of stuff to see like what was out there. And I know they had this back when they sold CDs, but it was a much smaller part of their business. But like, they have all of the appliances, and they've got a huge selection of Dyson stuff. Did you know Dyson makes a hairdryer?
I did know that.
Did you know it's $400?
I knew it was expensive, but I had no idea it was $400.
Anyway, it was just like a grown man's playground in there.
Yeah.
Did you know that they still make car stereos that you can buy for like $89?
Yeah.
That used to be the biggest thing when we were in high school.
It used to be huge. And now, I don't know, you have to be buying an older vehicle to even do it.
I think so.
Because I know if I ripped it out of this Volt, it would probably shut down half the stuff in my car.
Well, I was telling you about my friends that they were having some issues. I don't remember what the issue was, but they ended up replacing their head unit. And she said, like, now her compass doesn't work, and like she has issues with like the volume will do weird things when she's driving her. And like, it looks nice.
Yeah.
But it's not the original equipment, and so it kind of...
It's not like back in the day where the brains were not inside the infotainment system.
Right.
Now the brains are all inside.
Yeah, it's all in that.
Yeah.
And so if you take that out, then a lot of weird things can happen, I guess.
Yeah.
But, so that was fun.
Yeah, the last time I went to Best Buy was to buy Kate's AirPods with her. And that was several months ago.
Yeah.
But I thought the store looked nice.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised because sometimes you get those older retail stores that have been there for a long time and they get grungy. But
Every camper you've ever been to.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
But no, it was clean. It was well lit.
It's up to date.
I remember there being a time in between the CD world and like where they are now where it looked really empty.
Yeah. Well, they shrunk that store down a lot.
But it's filled back in now.
But I
feel like
they literally like cut part of that store off.
Oh, and moved
sold
the wall
it.
in.
Yeah, and sold
That's
off.
where Ulta Beauty is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
It used
they
to
didn't
be
need as much
significantly
square footage
bigger
as they had.
Right.
Interesting. So good job, Best Buy.
Good job.
Way to find a new niche. The Samsung event was announced.
Oh.
It'll be February 11th.
Is there any word what they're announcing? Is it a phone? Or?
So, Marquez.
Or
is it Marcus or Marquez?
I don't know. I call him
Brown
MKBHD.
MKBHD had a tweet because he had his official invite, and he said he's hoping for the Galaxy 11.
I wonder if they're going to show off this crazy new like fake human that they're supposedly making. Or is that
they
a CES
also have
thing?
So at CES they have a little yellow, looks maybe a little bit bigger than a tennis ball, but it's kind of like an Alexa but it's got a camera on it and it follows you around. So I guess they think people want that.
Well, I had heard. That's weird.
Right?
I'd like to see what this thing actually is. But I heard that they had some like artificial intelligent, like fake humanoid type thing. That some people thought it was going to be like maybe like some avatar type thing that you interact with. Anyways,
interesting.
We'll see how that, February 11th.
Here's the ball.
Oh yeah, it looks like a tennis ball.
Yeah, but it's got a little camera
It's got
on
a
it.
camera.
Looks up at you. Because, you know.
It's kind of like a little puppy.
Kind of.
But a ball. Rolls up on your chest while you're sleeping.
Yeah. Exactly. Also on, I think it was Samsung. Shoot. Who has the Pixel 4? That's Google,
yeah.
right? Do you know who Steve Mould is? The YouTuber?
That sounds familiar, but I just can't picture.
Okay. He's a British guy. He does a lot of, like, science-y, physics type videos. He's got like 500,000 subscribers. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
He showed on the Pixel 4, there's an open source camera app that you can download that will allow you to unlock your infrared camera.
Oh.
So the front-facing camera, that's how the phone unlock works, you can just use that to, like, see in infrared.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And so
you can really detect, like, Predator.
Right.
Yeah, so if Predator ever comes, get a Pixel 4.
Yeah, so he had, this was the craziest thing. It's about an 8-minute video. He's showing different things. But he pours a glass of red wine with his hand behind it. You can see through the wine to see his hand.
That's awesome.
So in infrared, wine is clear. Red wine is clear. And that's crazy.
It's so weird.
It looks opaque.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you should be able to see through it at all, no matter what.
Yeah.
But you could totally see his hand back behind it. So that was pretty cool.
It's magic.
And he said, you know, in theory, you could do this with an iPhone too, but iPhone's so locked down that you can't get to anything.
Yeah.
I still prefer that. Like, yeah, it'd be fun to play around with the infrared camera, but like...
Yeah, it's cool to be able to play around with it, for sure. I'm with you. I just like to be... Maybe I like to be controlled. I don't know.
Maybe. So, on to CES.
Ooh.
Sony. PlayStation 5.
Oh, shocking name.
Right? PS5? But also a car.
Why not?
Why not? They have a full electric car.
Really?
Yeah. They're calling it... Oh, I scrolled to find the ball. Hold on.
PS car?
No. The Vision S.
Oh.
So...
Does it have a steering wheel? Oh, hey, that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be one of those hokey ones, you know?
No, there's another view I saw of it. Maybe it was inside the Verge article.
Kind of looks like an Accord.
It's got a really cool front end. I think. You can kind of see.
It's it's somewhat Tesla-ish.
Yeah.
Where the front swoops down and there's not really a grill.
Super sleek. It's got a
crazy dash.
It looks like the dash is video all the way across, including like a 15-inch screen for the passenger to watch movies on.
It kind of looks like the old school like album cover flipping thing that you went through in iTunes.
Right. That is what it looks like.
That is actually a really nice looking car.
It is.
Thank God we're getting to that point, right?
Of course, it's just a concept, and they'll probably never actually produce it because it's Sony and they don't make cars, but I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. These companies are so big.
I know.
They could just get into it.
Right.
And then next thing you know, Sony's the new Ford, and you're just like, you get a free pair of headphones with it. That is a really good looking car.
I like it.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job, Sony.
Good job, Sony. Way to make a car.
Well, you know what's really surprising, Chad?
What's that?
We flew through that.
We really did.
We had a lot of topics.
Well, I told you I wasn't going to get super in-depth on any of mine.
But I feel like you got in-depth enough.
Okay.
It felt right.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that being said,
Yeah.
I guess it's crazy tech time.
I guess it is.
Should I sing my song?
Yeah, sing your song.
I don't have one.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to sing my song?
Of course.
Tech is so crazy, as you all know. That's why you tune into the end of the show. It makes us say, damn, at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad Taylor.
Chatty McSwift.
Oh, Swift. That's right. I
Yeah.
thought. God, I'm so out of it. Taylor is her first name.
It is. It is.
Chad Swift.
There was so much crazy stuff this week. Like, most of the stuff I talked about in the show could have been crazy tech any other week.
Mm-hmm.
But you heard about this company, Segway?
No, huh? Never heard of them.
Never heard of them?
Mm.
Did you know that they were behind Bird and Lime scooters?
No, but that is...
It doesn't surprise you, but
I know
you didn't
that,
know, right?
I know they have their own scooter. I didn't know that they had... Like, you can buy a Segway, like, bird-looking like scooter.
Right.
But I didn't know that they had money behind that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That is interesting, right?
Yeah.
So, did you ever see Wall-E?
Yes.
You remember the little chair pods that everyone was rolling around
Yeah.
in? That's what Segway just made.
Oh, good. So really, Wall-E is the future.
Really, Wall-E is the future. It's called the Segway S-Pod.
Oh, sweet.
Currently, it operates on a joystick.
Oh, okay.
So it's not leaning
Right.
like the original Segway.
Uh-huh. But is it two-wheeled?
It's still on two wheels.
Okay, so it's using
It's
the gyro.
gyroscopic.
Okay.
Yep. It does have, I can't remember, it was either a single, like if you tipped, it had a single wheel in the front and two in the back, or vice versa.
Oh, okay. So just in case.
Just in case,
Yeah.
right?
You don't go flipping out of the chair.
Right.
Oh.
24 miles an hour?
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's like a car.
Yeah. I was like, that's pretty crazy.
What's their angle, Chad? What's their angle?
I think they want us all to get fat.
To me, it sounds like this might be a good technology for like those the wheelchairs. What have the motors in them? The motorized wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Like, it might be more mobile. Oh, that looks big. Does that look big?
It doesn't look as big with a person in it.
Oh, I don't know. That looks...
I mean, it's
so
large.
spacey looking.
Yeah.
I feel like the overlords would be riding in one of those. They would scoot up to us and be like, take me to your leader.
So they say that it's inspired by the gyrosphere from Jurassic World.
Oh, I already like it. I'm going to get 3.
I figured you would.
Yeah. Does it come with a velociraptor? Comes with one
Comes
pet.
with your own blue.
Comes with one pet velociraptor. Must hatch on your own.
So they're saying that it'll debut third quarter 2020 and possibly be available for sale in 2021. So I don't know what the difference is between me seeing it online, it debuting, and then being available to buy. But they don't have a price yet.
I wonder if that's like their prototype, and the one that they'll debut will be like, okay, this is actually production version.
So you know how... You know how, like, Sonic came out?
The Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone freaked out and then they redesigned him?
Because he looked ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with Cats, except they still didn't do a good enough job, right?
There's no help in that movie, apparently.
I feel like instead of companies actually hiring focus groups, I feel like they're just putting a thing out, seeing what the response is, and then they go back and they make their tweaks. And then they don't, like... You're literally focus grouping the world.
Makes sense.
Instead of 20 or 30 people.
Yeah.
Who might or might not be your target audience anyway.
You definitely would get some huge feedback really fast.
Really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's kind of smart. They did the same thing with Aladdin too. People didn't like the genie at first.
Oh, really?
And they redid the CGI on him a little bit too. So it's... I don't know. It's interesting. They release a trailer, they hear what people think, and then they fix it. Because you can.
Yeah.
Because it's just drawing.
That's not done yet.
Right.
They haven't made them, so...
So I'm sure they've released this picture. Everybody's made fun of it because it looks like an egg. And then maybe that's what it still looks like, and maybe not.
Yeah, maybe they'll be like, maybe if we tweak this just a little bit. Or maybe they wait for people, because there's always those people out there who do renders. of something. They're like, this is what it should have looked like.
Right.
Kind of like with the Cybertruck
Right.
when that all happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool one, Chad.
Yeah.
Okay, so my crazy tech is this website that you can go to and you can download a Game Boy emulator. And you can use it on your iPhone. And it doesn't have any ties directly to your iPhone. It's called Gameplay. And I learned about this on a YouTube channel from a YouTube channel called OPERATIONiDROID. And this person, he kind of specializes in running emulators on your iDevices. And so you can he runs all kinds of stuff from like Wii games to Game Boy Advance to PlayStation to PSP games. I mean, all kinds. I was interested in the Game Boy one because the way that this one works is you just go to a website and it essentially puts it on your device's home screen, but doesn't actually like interconnect with, you don't have to give it rights like a trusted certificate to have access to your device.
So this is not from the App Store?
No, it is not from the App Store. This is completely outside the App Store. Apparently there's a whole world outside the App Store that you can still...
No, not for me, there's not.
that you can still get to even without a jailbroken phone.
Okay.
Which is kind of the crazy thing, is that you can get to all this stuff without it being jailbroken. So I downloaded this thing, and to get this Game Boy to work on my phone, I had to have a ROM. So in order to get the ROMs to work, it links up with a Google Drive account. And so you store the ROMs on a Google Drive account. So I created a brand new Google Drive account because I didn't want to create one that was associated with my actual real Google Drive account.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. This is kind of sketchy. And I had a couple of ROMs. One of them was Zelda's Link's Awakening. And I loaded it on there, and then you can even put the box image on there, and you just title it the same, but it's like .jpeg instead of whatever the ROM is.
Okay.
And this Game Boy emulator that's on your phone will pick that up, and so whenever you go into it and you go choose a game, you'll see the actual images of the game, and you just click on the image of the game, and sure enough, it loads it.
Yeah, so you sent me like what is it called when you take a video of your screen?
I just call it a screen capture.
Okay, but a video instead of a picture.
Yeah.
You sent me one of you playing Zelda, and like your whole screen turns into a Game Boy.
Yeah.
It's not your whole screen turns into a Game Boy screen.
Right.
Your whole screen turns into a Game Boy.
Right.
And really, these phones are about the right size.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
It felt natural.
It felt good, right?
Yeah, the only thing that was weird was there was no physical buttons.
Right.
So I kind of had to know where my hand was. So
Sure.
Occasionally I'd get excited like battling a boss.
You're like, jump,
and then
jump,
I'd
jump.
be,
And you're not doing anything.
Yeah. I'm hitting the wrong button. I'm hitting the screen, not the button.
Yeah. Although, the plus side of that, I remember those D-pads. I used to wear a hole in my thumb.
Oh, yeah.
So you wouldn't do that.
You just wear it into your screen. Crack your screen and press on. But this is pretty cool. We'll put a link to this particular video in the show notes, and you can check it out yourself. Use at your own risk.
Yeah, disclaimer.
Yeah.
This is not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this.
This is super nerdy, I think.
Yeah. So, this thing that you just did, like, obviously you think for you that this is safe enough that, like, you're willing to do it.
Yes.
Like, there's two types of people that mess with the thing that you just did.
Uh-huh.
The super naive
Uh-huh.
that just think, hey, this would be cool, and then they lose everything. Or the people who are smart enough to look at it logically and go, I think this is going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that's what you're able to do.
I might be
I'm
in between.
firmly in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
Where, like, I'm not stupid enough to just go in and do it, but I don't know enough to go, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... I have done a lot of stuff with ROMs back in the day. I played a lot of ROMs. Nintendo ones, Sega, Super Nintendo. I had tons of them. And I would put them on my Game Boy Advance, and I did all kinds of nerdy stuff like this. So this is taking me back to my teenage years.
The only ROM I know is ROM on a computer. You're talking about something different.
Yeah, ROM is basically, in this world, it's literally the game. It's the code for the game.
Okay.
Yeah, stored in a file that they call a ROM.
Stored in a file instead of on a cartridge.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so the cartridge is just the physical thing that held the memory.
Right.
Right? It had all the code, and then you linked it into the system, which the system is the emulator.
Okay.
And when those two things meet, they're happy and things pop up on the screen.
So somebody super smart built a Game Boy inside of a computer program?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, computers and Game Boys and Nintendos and PlayStations, they're all computers, right?
Right.
It's just a matter of you have to have a computer that is capable of running this stuff, which most game systems are very, very underpowered compared to most computers.
Oh, yeah?
So running a Game Boy is something super simple for it to do. Even running like an Xbox, we could run Xbox games on Wii games and all that stuff on your iPhone. Your iPhone is way more powerful than those systems were. So you just have to be able to, so you have to have somebody who is smart enough in this whole industry to be able to create the system in a program that will run those ROMs.
I understand.
Yes. It's cool. Gameplay.
Neat.
It was fun. Well, that's all I have for the day.
That's all I have too.
All right. Do you want to let our fine listeners know where they can find us?
Yes.
Okay.
You can find us on patreon.com/LunchTimeTechTalk. And you can check out Mike's LT3 Bites.
Yes, which I have one that I am going to put out along with this that is in more depth of HealthFit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. New year, getting back to the LT3 Bites.
Yes.
You can find us also on the internet at LunchTimeTechTalk.com.
Mm-hmm.
That felt clumsy.
That was good.
But
it's very like
staccato.
Beep, bop, boop.
Beep, bop, boop.
It was very robotic.
That's LU. No, just kidding. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Lunchtime Tech Talk, and you can find us on Twitter at Lunchtime Tech T1. You can also find us on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, you can push to YouTube automatically once every more than 7 days. Yeah. And since we release at exactly 6 a.m. Every Thursday, we cannot auto upload to YouTube. So Mike has to go out and manually do it. And that's pretty stupid, if you ask me.
Yeah. I wish it was like every 4 days. That
you know what we could do?
We could just make it off by 1 minute.
I was going to say for 52 weeks, we could go 6, 601, 602, 603. Yeah. And then at the beginning of the next new year, we could go back to 6 a.m.
That's
and you
true.
could push the 1.
Yeah. You know what, Chad?
That's so annoying.
No, you know what? That's probably a good idea. So if you're used to listening to this exactly at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, you might have to wait till 6:02 or 6:03.
No, I don't like it. I think we should just keep it at 6.
Yeah, either way, they only allow us to push once every 7 days. So, and they're pretty precise on it. That's why sometimes those episodes have been missing, but now there's a way for me to push them to YouTube.
You can find me on Twitter at MSUMACC. That's MSUMac. Mike, where are you at?
I am at Twitter at run_bike_Mike. I am on everything else at RunBikeMike, especially YouTube. Check it out.
Especially YouTube.
Subscribe. Make me hit that 200 subscriber count.
The trash can hauler is pretty cool.
Thanks.
I'm a fan.
Thanks. I enjoy it. Helps
and
me
get. You did a good job on the hitch. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
The grinding portion, taking the paint off.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? Like you see the red paint just kind of slowly start to go away. Yeah.
It was like. You were just erasing it.
Yeah. So go and watch that and see what Chad's talking about.
Yeah. Do that.
Leave me a comment.
Do that.
Thumbs up.
I did that.
Subscribe.
Do that.
Nice.
Ring that bell. Bye, guys.
See ya.